Hey you, yeah you. Before we get this video started, I just want to say a thank you for those who have been a member of my Patreon. If you want to be a member of my Patreon, leave a link in the description down below right here. And there's a list right here of all the people who have been a member or a following member of the Patreon to help keep this channel alive. I would appreciate it if you do show your support, guys. You guys are awesome, and I really thank you for your support. Also, commissions are open, so if you want to commission for me to draw something for you, go to my DeviantArt page right here as well, in the link in the description, and I'll draw something for you. But make sure you hopefully follow the rules in my Patreon on my Patreon and commission, so we can get it on the list for me to draw something for you guys. I would really appreciate it if you do, and yeah. As always, take care, and have a great day, and let's start the video, shall we?
What is up, YouTube? Frost the Hobidon here, and today I'm back with another reaction video for all of you. This is a Patreon reaction request. This is a request on Patreon, a Patreon member, the StoryTeller Fallout Season 1, Episode 4, Brotherhood of Steel. I'm not sure if I heard of this one before. It's been a while, and like I said, I'm not feeling too well. I'm not at my best, and I'm trying to be at my best to do these reactions for you. I'm so sorry if I'm not feeling really good. You guys, I appreciate all your support. I really do appreciate all your support for all you have done for me. My throat it's still in pain. I'm still trying my best to upload as many videos as I can. Someone wants me to do a reaction of a battle, and that of a little animation battle of anime characters. The problem is most of those little videos you sent me are one of them is Dragon Ball related, and I don't know if it's a good idea for me to react to those, because due to Toei Animation are being very disrespectful, and they are basically after what they did to Totally Not Mark. This is very problematic for me. So I'm not sure if it's a good idea for me to do these reactions. But other than that, I'll see what I can do. But it's gonna be difficult for me. So anywho, so if we start with the video, I want you guys to show my support and help me out, and by subscribing and sharing the video, sharing a like, you know what to do, basically. Overall, let's get on to reaction. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Experience the Fallout series in your own way, but want to learn more about its story. Well,
Yeah.
To get to the heart of the story, you have to go back to the beginning.
Okay. Just like last time. I did episode 3, I remember. I did episode 3. This is episode 4. Alright. I won't be able to talk much because my throat is still in pain, so I'll try my best.
It's not just the strength to lead, but the strength to follow. Not just strength and
I like the tone of this guy's voice.
Strength of brothers.
Look at him working out.
On this green earth stronger than the Brotherhood of Steel, because there is nothing on this green earth stronger than Lady Liberty.
Sorry, guys.
Democracy is non-negotiable. Join
Oh,
the Brotherhood.
really?
Courage today, victory tomorrow.
The wasteland stretches from
Interesting.
one horizon to the other, and very few people can say that they have walked it all. If a traveler sets out from the boneyard on the west coast and walks towards the rising sun in the east, it would take months before they reach the other ocean.
All
It
right.
used to take a lot less time.
Interesting.
Some of the old flight records at airfields say that people would fly back and forth across the entire country in an afternoon. Not many of those flying vehicles made it through the Great War intact, and the people who use them aren't likely to take on passengers. The roads used to be smoother, and people built a steel bridge over every little river that got in their way.
Got it.
Even when folks didn't have the time to fly from one city to the next, they could still communicate over great distances. At the time of the Great War, this was done through wireless satellite transmissions. But even 400 years ago, people could communicate all the way across the country with a network of wires that were strung up on poles that lined the highways and railroad tracks.
I see.
Some of those poles are still standing today, but the wires don't go anywhere anymore. So today, if you want to know what's happening on the other side of the horizon, there's only one way to find out. Go see for yourself.
That
Lots of people
sounds
go
dangerous.
their whole lives without traveling more than a few days' walk from the village where they were born. But for organizations like the Brotherhood of Steel, long-distance travel and communication are on the front burner. The Brotherhood of Steel has taken it upon themselves to preserve the technology of the old world. There's plenty of old gizmos and gadgets out in New California, but the truth is, the capital of this nation used to be out on the East Coast. A few decades ago, in 2254, the Brotherhood dispatched a military contingent to the east to recover advanced technologies from cities and bases dotting the eastern seaboard. The Brotherhood sent teams east before, to Chicago, and some folks say they planned a mission to Boston, but the capital expedition was one of the most ambitious projects the Brotherhood had ever undertaken. A promising paladin named Owen Lyons was chosen to lead
Owen Lyons? Who names himself Owen Lyons?
Surrounding area. After months on the road, the first
Who names himself Owen Lyons? I just want to know that.
They passed through
I know this guy, but would you name yourself that?
This pit of human misery fared worse than most after the Great War. Pittsburgh is what they used to call it back then. Lions led a scourge of the city, killing any who fought back.
Yikes.
Something was recovered that day, but only the Elder knows what it was. When the Brotherhood left the desolate city behind, the caravan carried 20 unmutated children saved by the troops.
Nevin Punzel.
This was the first of many moves from Paladin Lions.
My Patreon member, Nevin Punzel, you requested me to do this reaction.
And made them initiates in the Brotherhood. Most of the people in the Brotherhood are born into it, descended from their ancestors that helped form the Order.
I think you also reacted to the 12 Days of Christmas by how it should have ended too.
Extremely rare for any Brotherhood chapter, but to recruit a group of children descended from irradiated scavengers and slaves.
I haven't done Link versus Mario yet.
To others, a pragmatic leader who needed the extra hand.
Maybe in the future.
A few people saw him as a mongrel-loving traitor to the Brotherhood. The capital expedition didn't stop with the pit. They pushed on into a region called Maryland.
Sorry about that.
Raiders and slavers wherever they found them, until they came to what was once the capital city of this land. And what they found didn't fill them with hope. Aside from slavers, raiders, and feral ghouls, there are also some of the biggest super mutants they'd ever seen.
That's disturbing.
Full of rage and ready to attack on sight.
Yikes.
This was nearly 100 years after the Master's super mutant army had been scattered, and Washington had the worst infestation of them Lions and his soldiers had seen.
Why am I not surprised?
Band of humans were no match for the mutants. Out east, people live in pathetic little villages built in the ruins of highway on-ramps, basements of pre-war monuments, and even some crazy folks who built a town out of the husk of a bomber plane.
There's some people who would do that.
In the middle of town. There was no organization that could stand against the mutants. The Brotherhood fought their way into the center of Washington, hoping
way different than what the X-Men are. Sorry for most of the people.
The whole town was mutants through and through, dug in right in front of museums that housed priceless artifacts from the old days. Mutants walking the halls of the old Capitol building, where great men and women.
I really like the designs, though.
That defined their civilization. And the biggest letdown of all was a funny little building with 5 sides. Used to be the headquarters of America's military, back when the military was all that mattered. Lions
back then.
Hit pretty hard. Just 5 crumbling walls around a courtyard.
Still is now today.
The Brotherhood's luck turned. Those folks that
the military is still important to us today. They fight for our country, to protect our country.
That building, the Brotherhood found a treasure trove of pre-war intel, equipment, weapons, and best of all,
those are useful.
Giant killer robot.
Oh,
his name was Liberty Prime. He was
gotta have giant killer robots by your side.
America's enemies,
Liberty Prime.
Liberty Prime could
Liberty
crush
Prime.
a soldier in power armor. He could throw nuclear bombs like footballs. and his eyes fired beams of electric death.
Wow.
All the while, he spouted propaganda to
That's a lot of
terrify his
firepower.
communist foes and inspire his allies. He was the best toy any Brotherhood scribe could ask for.
Of course, you would call it a
Never
toy.
got to fight the commies he hated so much. A machine that big with integrated energy weapons and computing power to control it all autonomously, it was too much even for America's most fanciful engineers. It took the Brotherhood's most brilliant scribes
Too much
20
power
years
can
to get the
corrupt.
thing running. Lyons and his followers fought a hard war of attrition against the super mutant scourge that plagued Washington. They built up the ruins of the old Pentagon into a fortress that they called the Citadel. They recruited the locals to bolster their ranks and built up the finest army that Washington had seen in 200 years. The goal of plundering pre-war military installations became less important to Lyons. How to best defend the people around him filled his waking thoughts. In time, some members of the Brotherhood felt that Lyons had abandoned their original goal of recovering the lost technology.
I'm sorry, you can't take that seriously that you're called Lions.
Included the main chapter of the Brotherhood back west, but also some of Lyons' own men. These men abandoned Lyons, formed a band of Outcasts, a name they wear proudly to this day.
Okay,
These
good.
Outcasts took over a pre-war military base on the outskirts of the city. From there, they keep up the Brotherhood's original mission of gathering rare technologies from around Washington, D.C. They dream of one day
You need something that
marching right
works when
back
you're in
to
this
Lost
situation.
Hills.
Technology that
Filled
works,
with
that can be
shiny new
valuable,
gizmos,
very
they're
useful.
joining the rest of the Brotherhood as heroes. Travelers can identify the Outcasts by their black and red armor. They don't care for Lyons' knight in shining armor sensibilities, so they even abandon traditional Brotherhood titles like
That's
Knight
some
and
cool
Paladin.
armor.
Instead, they use ranks like
Very
Defender
steampunk.
and Protector. Maybe this
But
change
modern.
is intended to reflect that they're defending the ideals of the Brotherhood, or protecting technology from the savages of the wasteland. But they certainly aren't defending the people of the capital wasteland. They'll fight off any raiders they come across, and super mutants too. But do not mistake these actions for altruism. When the Outcasts clear out a slaver camp, or a nest of feral ghouls, this is only because it furthers the Outcasts' cause in some way. They view most people of the wasteland as ignorant cavemen, unfit to touch a plasma pistol. You do not want to become a problem for them, because they have a knack dealing with problems rather divisively.
Yeah,
Their
they
weapons
shoot
and
first and
equipment
don't
are
ask
among the
questions
best
at all.
in the wasteland. Their patrols are augmented with combat robots that pack a mean punch. These two factions of the Brotherhood and the capital wasteland tend to stay away from each other, but travelers don't want to be anywhere nearby when these cats meet. The sad thing is, the average settler can't tell the difference between the Brotherhood and the Outcasts. They're all just people in armored suits shooting each other with ray guns. To most people in the capital wasteland, the politics don't matter. They don't care who's killing the mutants and raiders. They just want the trade caravans to run on time. Maybe that's why the citizens of the capital wasteland didn't make that much of a fuss when the Enclave set up shop in the capital as well. To them, the Enclave was just another group of tin soldiers with laser rifles talking high ideals. How does someone scavenging through a pile of rusty cans tell the difference? To the average
It's kind of hard to say.
Propaganda
You see a group of people in armored suits fighting another group of people in armored suits. Can be hard. It'd be hard to get rid of, get through. Not get rid of, get through. Can't tell who's ally, who's friend or foe here.
Anything seen before, even if the Wastelanders didn't understand why they were fighting. But that is a story for another day.
Okay. Well, that was episode 4 of the Storyteller, Fallout Season 1, Episode 4. Yeah, that was very interesting. Another history lesson from the Fallout series, Storyteller. Keep up the good work. I enjoyed this one. Anywho, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the reaction video. If you like, comment, subscribe for more thoughts on this. Let me know in the comments down below. As always, take care, have a great day, be safe, and most importantly, stay frosty and stay healthy out there. Catch you all later and make sure to wash your hands. And happy holidays.
Be gone!